When things go smoothly, you're bound to feel a bump on the road. This is that bump.
Dahlia. Alone.
Yes, Dahlia, and definitely alone. I should never have given myself an easy name. Everyone speaks it in vain.
Okay, Rosamund Lee was shot yesterday at 4 p.m. I believe all of you have the relevant information, and one of you actually did it. The fingers are pointing at Dahlia, but is she really the one?
No! What is the motive?
Good question. Motive. I think everyone has a motive. Even you, Derek.
Now you know his speech is impaired.
How impaired?
He cannot pronounce his words properly. The R's are very rounded, and the A is almost nasal.
What do you mean?
He speaks with an American accent.
Oh no!
I'm so sorry.
But the rest of his face is okay, right?
Yes.
Oh God. Excellent! Perfect! It's wonderful, Derek. Wonderful.
Horrible! My life is over.
But you still look quite hot.
Yeah.
I look freaking straight!
At heart, you're still the same old Derek.
Yes, you're still Derek and you want revenge.
But for what? It's all her fault! That bitch! I can help her fix her hair, but she won't help me. She could have got me Versace, and you! Ow!
I think it's perfect.
I look so straight! All these freaking girls are gonna come after me now! Kill her! I swear I will!
So, those were your words, weren't they?
Well, yes, but I meant it figuratively.
In court, what you say is weighted against your actions.
It's called a plausible motive.
Why would I kill Rosamund? She has money. She has my salon. She could get me Versace and redo this horrible face. There's no reason to kill her.
That is a good point.
Aren't there any fingerprints on the gun?
No fingerprints, except Rosamund's own prints.
The attacker shoots, down she goes, he takes the gun, wipes it clean, takes the hand, puts in it, and leaves.
There were no witnesses. It was the maid's day out.
It could be suicide.
Or CSI. Whoever did it must have known it was the maid's day out. It's always like this in the movies. It's always an inside job.
Hey, it wasn't me. Rosamund's my auntie. She's like a mother to me.
Yeah, right. The mother of all money bags.
Okay, guys, please sit down. Where were you yesterday?
I was at camp.
Wrong. I checked with your commanding sergeant. You were not at camp. There wasn't even a call for your platoon.
Okay, I was at a retreat. The last time I saw Rosamund was 3 days ago. We had a little disagreement.
I don't want you to see this Dahlia person again. I have all the information I need. You can drop her. This is one dalliance that has proved useful.
But Dahlia is different.
Of course she is. But I don't want you to see her again, and that's final.
You don't run my life. You can't tell me what to do anymore.
Of course I can. You want my money, you follow instructions.
I'm not a dog. You've run me around enough all these years. I've had enough. Dahlia is the one for me.
No, she is not the one. Go and chase some of your other bitches. You leave Dahlia alone.
No.
Fine. Then leave. This house is modern, but it's also traditional, with traditional values. If you disobey your elders, you will be disinherited.
It was a big decision. I was torn between love and money. I went into a retreat, hence the haircut, and you can verify that I was at the retreat yesterday.
But you could always sneak out. Like Shawshank Redemption or Papillon, there's always a window of opportunity.
Yes. If you want to shoot someone, there's always a way.
Yes, and Rosamund's last words, Dahlia alone. She was saying that to you. She was telling you to leave Dahlia alone.
I have information that proves that Dahlia was the one who shot Rosamund.
Oh, please, we all know your information is biased. You don't even like Dahlia.
It's not Dahlia, she didn't do it.
And what makes you so certain that it wasn't her?
Because he did it.
Oh, you would know.
Of course I would. She loves me.
She's so over you. Only your ego is keeping you from seeing that.
Jealous man talking.
User using.
I still love her.
You're incapable of love.
And what are you capable of? More drink?
Yeah, trod on someone when he's down.
Look, I tried to save you. Man, you look thirsty. Here. Get yourself some coffee.
Any decent human being would know that when dealing with an alcoholic, you drag him to professional help.
You're beyond professional help, man. You're a loser.
Please, everybody, please sit down. Sit down.
I think Jerome should tell us where he was yesterday.
Yes, Jerome. You too have a motive.
We had just tracked down the daughter for Joe's wife, and I was warming to the idea of the confession box. You know, this confession box isn't such a bad idea after all. We were definitely not thinking of shooting anyone.
This is very close to my idea of a home.
I think it can get better.
Promise me that no matter what happens to me, you'll continue with this home, with our home.
What could possibly happen to
Just
you?
promise.
If anything were to happen to you, I would not be able to carry on. And so I can't promise you that.
I don't think I told you something. I make the best bobo chacha in the world.
She decided to make it for me, and then she left to go shopping. And that was that. Someone who's going to make bobo chacha won't go out and kill Rosamund. It's not her, it can't be her.
But you?
Someone who's waiting for the best bobo chacha in the world won't go out and shoot Rosamund either.
So you stayed put.
All the time.
Anyone saw you?
No. Unfortunately.
I went out shopping, but I came back at 5. Jerome was here.
Not good enough. Rosamund was shot at 4.
Yes, he could have shot her and come back.
So, he has no alibi.
None at all.
Yeah, but what's his motive?
It's a well-known fact that him and my aunt never got on.
Nobody got on with Rosamund. Doesn't mean we're all going to kill her.
Yesterday was my happy day. I don't kill on my happy days.
But you did want to kill her.
A few days ago, you found out something, didn't you? Something that made you want to kill her.
Yes. And no.
You found out something from me, didn't you? So we solved 2 mysteries in one. That 1618-03399 number is actually the license plate of the Black Maria.
But how did you figure that out?
I told him what Ghani and I figured out. That it was Rosamund who killed Uncle Bobby. And you did something very, very violent.
When is she ever gonna stop?
There's your motive for you.
Yes, you got angry because you knew Rosamund killed your uncle.
No way. Your Black Maria theory has a big hole in it. What? Car license numbers. Even in the 60s, 70s, or whenever, they've always been alphanumeric, meaning letters as well as numbers.
Well, if you knew that, why did you get angry?
Because he's a natural-born bastard.
Piss off!
But why did you get angry?
We don't have to discuss this. It's not relevant.
Look, I think it's better we tell them, okay? Jerome could not have shot Rosamund because she is his auntie.
Huh? I was angry because I was sick and tired of Rosamund's secrets. Those numbers, they've haunted me for years. And I knew Rosamund had the answers. So after Mr. Chua told me the story, I confronted her.
Oh, Jerome, what a surprise!
I'll get to the point. These numbers, what do you know about them? Look, if you have any secrets, now is the time to share them.
You were very fond of your Uncle Bobby. And you look exactly like him. Do you know why?
Dumb question. We're the Coes.
You're not Coes. Your surname is 161803399. It's a well-known fact that your Aunt Desdemona gave birth to Uncle Bobby. She was raped by a Japanese soldier. His number was 161803399. Your father, Francis, who looks amazingly like Uncle Bobby, and both born within a few days of each other. How? Because your grandmother was raped by the same Japanese soldier.
You're making this up!
No, Jerome. It's the truth and a well-known family secret. And listen to me. I am your family. My father and your grandmother were brother and sister. That makes me your aunt. Your grandmother hated my mother because she was more beautiful. And your grandmother cheated my mother of everything, even the house. And not happy with it, she even cursed my mother and all the legals with cancer.
You have cancer?
Yes, I have cancer. I'm dying.
Good! I hope you rot in hell! And that was the last time I ever saw her. And that was 3 days ago.
So she didn't tell you anything else?
You mean there's more?
Yes. And I'm going to need this. Rosamund asked me to do some research. I found out that Dahlia's grandmother was Rosamund's mother. Here is Grandmother Lee, Tan Swat Nyo. She had 4 daughters, Ophelia, your mother, Portia, Queenie, and Rosamund. And then there are the grandchildren, Hokjin and Dahlia. So that makes her your first cousin. Grandfather Lee Jim and Grandmother Ko are brother and sister, so that makes Dahlia your second cousin. So now, who is Dahlia's mother? Portia and Queenie died in the 1960s, childless. Your mother died at childbirth. So that leaves Rosamund. And that's why, sweetheart, Rosamund didn't want you to see Dahlia anymore.
Inbreeding is not acceptable, even by Peranakan standards.
That is not possible. Rosamund didn't have any children.
Wait, there is a Twai, and she's the auntie who brought us up?
She was really just a washerwoman. She's just an auntie, no relations.
Can't be the same grandmother. I knew the old woman. She always told us that Dahlia's parents died when she was young. We are Malacca people. She picked me up from the streets and brought me up till she died in the 80s.
It's not possible. Well, my grandmother died in the 50s.
You see, you got the wrong person. It's not the same woman.
Okay, let me start from the beginning. But it is going to be a long story. Now, all of you have heard about the Japanese rapist, Uncle Bobby, and your father, Francis. But who let the dogs in?
I know. The Brits let the Japanese dog in. It was wartime. They invaded us.
Yes, I saw it in the fall of Singapore. They called a big bluff. They were starving, but they pretended to have a huge army.
Can I continue?
Please.
The Japanese raped and pillaged, yes. They needed money, yes. So they robbed wealthy homes. Grandfather Lee was one of their main targets. So Grandmother Lee had to sell all of her jewelry to get her husband back. until there was no more. As a last resort, she turned to her sister-in-law, Grandmother Ko, the Turkey Queen. But all Grandmother Ko wanted to do was to play turkey. She cheated, and she won. The Japanese kidnappers came again and took Grandfather Lee away. In her desperation, Grandmother Lee exchanged information for the return of her husband. She gave them the name of the biggest Baba spy, Ko Lai Huat, Grandfather Ko. They came for him that night. The family never saw him again. But that's not all. The house was raided, and all the women were raped. Including Grandmother Ko. 9 months later, there was Bobby and Francis, spawned by the same number. So, it was the Lees who let the Jap dogs in.
I'm sure you're making this up.
Well, if it isn't the truth, then why did the Lees move up to Malacca after the war?
It's true. After the war, a lot of conspirators left Singapore and went to Malaysia, and the ones from Malaysia came to Singapore.
Grandmother and Grandfather Lee ran to Malacca. The girls stayed behind. They were told their parents died. Now, Grandfather Lee actually died a couple of years later under some very mysterious circumstances.
And Rosamond?
Born in Malacca. She was sent to live in Singapore when the gossip in Malacca was just getting too bad.
Did my grandmother know that the Lees betrayed us?
Only after the war, when all was revealed. On the occasion of Rosamond's birth, Grandmother Ko put a major curse into the chupu and sent it up to Grandmother Lee as a gesture of forgiveness. Grandmother Lee unsuspectingly drank from the chupu, and the curse lives on till today.
Curse. What is this curse?
All the women are doomed to cancer. Hokjin's mother died at childbirth, but she also had cancer. Portia and Queenie as well, and now Rosamond. But there is one more Lee with cancer.
Dahlia. Does Dahlia know about this?
I don't know. But Rosamond knows. She was pretty shocked.
But how could Rosamond not know she has a child?
I can't imagine Rosamond having a fling.
Well, it was the 70s, pre-AIDS. Even our Rosamond had been rather wild. But she didn't want the baby, she kept it anyway. And at the hospital, she was told that the baby died. She was secretly happy. But what she didn't know was that Grandmother Lee had secretly returned to take the baby away.
What for?
Prophecy. Li Lin would be the one to break the curse. And that's why Grandmother Lee had to take her far away from Singapore. So, my story is done.
It doesn't make sense. Why would Dahlia want to kill her own mother?
She doesn't know, but I'll tell you why she is the one that shot Rosamond. Because I found out that this cafe, Dahlia's purchase, is null and void. The contract stipulates no change to Uncle Bobby's room.
Dahlia, how
You
nice!
want my house so badly, you stop at nothing to ruin my happiness.
Are you happy? Really happy?
What is it to you, and why do you want my house so much?
I have my reasons.
You see, Dahlia always assumed it was Rosamond who cursed the family.
That's not true.
Who's telling the story here?
They could have struggled, and Dahlia could have shot her by mistake. How can anyone get a gun in Singapore?
There are ways.
Precisely. You lived in America, and we all know you can buy guns in the supermarket there.
I didn't. I wouldn't.
Come on, you framed Dahlia.
He didn't do it because this proves it.
Dahlia. I love saying your name. So I'll say it again. Every day. Dahlia, Dahlia. My Dahlia. Oh crap, this is so sappy. I love you, Dahlia.
That confession was made the same time Rosamond was shot. Jerome didn't do it.
And it's not Dahlia because she has nothing against Rosamond. She knew the curse came from the coast.
Uh-huh. She knew it all along. She was working you, mate. She didn't love you. She was just using you to break the curse.
You lie.
Look, mate. Ladies and you... just doesn't happen. You know what I mean?
One more time! Say it!
Break it up!
You happy now? All this bullshit? What? You're blackening Dahlia's name because you're jealous. You want Haojun when you know he loves her. It's disgusting.
No, he doesn't. He loves me and I love him. Look, I even broke off the engagement.
You have no morals.
I could say the same thing for you. You want Jerome for yourself, don't you?
I don't.
Yes, you do.
Bitch!
See? It's all your fault.
Hey! Stop it! Look! No one here shot Rosamond, okay? She did it herself. A rich, lonely, dying woman. She tried to commit suicide. And who was on her thoughts? Dahlia. She said Dahlia all alone. It doesn't mean Dahlia who did it alone. She simply said Dahlia all alone.
Yeah, like in Macbeth. When Lady Macbeth says you fail, does she mean you fail or you fail? Or simply, you fail, no problems, man, just like that.
Yeah, you're right. You know, when you are dying and the oxygen flow is constricted and you just can't modulate your voice, I mean, who knows what she means?
Look, Rosamond is not dead, okay? We can always find out the truth after she recovers. But someone else is in mortal danger.
Dahlia, she has cancer.
Then save her. If you love her so much, then break the curse.
Come on, Jerome. Break the curse.
Yeah, Jerome. Take the curse back.
Dahlia, forgive me.
That's the problem with soap operas. The ending's always a little fuzzy, especially if it's written by someone under the influence of drugs and chemotherapy.